So you want to start a newsletter business, and honestly, who wouldn't want to send emails about a topic they love and make money from it? Well, the good news, you can, and you don't need to be the next Stephen King or have an MBA in digital marketing to do it. Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Ace and I'm from MailerLite, and today we're talking about how you can get started with your own newsletter completely for free. Yeah, for free, $0 on the house, no strings attached. We're gonna go through everything from how to pick your niche, how to grow your audience, and not one, and not two, but 5 ways that you can make that sweet, sweet money and scale your newsletter like an evil genius, or minus the evil part. Why you should start a newsletter business in 2025? Well, first, no, email marketing is not dead. And in fact, newsletter businesses are actually booming. While social media is, still alive and kicking, algorithms are serving up more ads and relevant content than the stuff we actually want to see. Remember when Facebook and Instagram would just show you the posts of your friends, your crush, or in my case, your favorite emo band? Yeah, those were the days. But add to that privacy and ethics concerns, and more consumers are actually choosing newsletters to connect with the creators and the brands that they love. In the past 5 years alone, there's actually been a 50% increase in the number of people who read newsletters. As a result, newsletters are becoming popular and a product in and of itself. So much so that even the super large organizations are seeing their potential too and have become keen to snap them up. Just like the Morning Brew, which is a newsletter that sold to Business Insider for a massive $75 million. And Milk Road, which also grew to 250,000 subscribers, sold for 8 figures in less than a year. So yeah, there's money here. How to pick a profitable newsletter niche. The trick is to find a niche that's gonna hit these 3 sweet spots. 1, you know your stuff. 2, it's something people actually care about. And 3, bonus points if they're willing to pay for it. Now, before you start drafting your first email, there are a few things to consider that will impact how profitable your newsletter niche is. So ask yourself these questions. Does my niche have a tribe? Is there an active online community, and are they looking for fresh, in-depth content? And do I bring something extra to the table? Can I provide a unique perspective, for example? And third, is the niche underdeserved in terms of content and resources, and can I fill that gap? And 4, is the niche growing or stable as opposed to just a passing trend? And of course, is there actually money here? Does the niche allow for a mix of revenue streams? That's obviously pretty key. And is there space for a new creator, or is there a lot of competition that's gonna make it very difficult for me to stand out? Now, after you ask yourself all of that, the more yeses you have, the more potential your newsletter has to make a splash in your niche and become profitable. Choosing a newsletter platform. All right, you've nailed your niche and you're officially one step closer to newsletter world domination. But before you start painting the picture yourself as the next media mogul, you're gonna need to pick a newsletter platform. Now, there are a ton of platforms out there, if we're being honest, and it's like walking into an all-you-can-eat buffet. It's gonna be a little overwhelming, kind of stressful, and you're gonna probably second-guess everything. Unfortunately, there's no one-size-fits-all, but for a newsletter business, or even just a side hustle, you wanna pick the tool that makes creating and sending emails simple and monetization even easier. Otherwise, you're gonna end up spending more time troubleshooting and trying to find solutions than focusing on actually growing your business. This narrows the playing field down pretty quickly, but you still need to decide what you actually want from a platform. Do you need a drag and drop email builder, or do you prefer just an HTML editor? Maybe you want both. Are advanced automations something you need or want? How about landing pages and pop-ups? Then, of course, there's your budget. What can you afford now, and how does the pricing look as your newsletter grows? Will the solution be affordable when you have 1,000 subscribers, 10,000, or hopefully even way more than that? My recommendation for a platform that won't make you cry into your keyboard is MailerLite. It's super user-friendly, helps you quickly design amazing-looking emails, and it includes a built-in monetization features like paid newsletter subscriptions and digital products. Oh, and you can also start sending newsletters for free for up to 1,000 subscribers and up to 12,000 emails a month. Now, if you want to unlock all the fancy bells and whistles, then the growing business plan starts at just $9 a month, and honestly, cheaper than a couple of coffees at a fancy place. So yes, you can try all the advanced features for free for 30 days, which gives you just enough time to fall in love with it. Now it's time to get to work because plot twist, for your newsletter business to succeed, you actually need readers, and growing your audience is honestly the hardest part of newslettering. Is that a word? Well, it's a word now. You could be crafting content that would put Shakespeare to shame, but it's your subscriber strategy that will make or break your newsletter business here. So how do you go from a few opens from your mom and your own Gmail account to way more subscribers than you know what to do with? The journey to building your email list is a mix of subtle bribery, aka lead magnets here, relentless promotion, optimizing sign-up forms, and being consistent. It truly is a marathon, not a sprint, and it involves a lot of time, effort, and testing. But instead of going down the rabbit hole here, I actually put together this video breaking down how to grow your email list from 0 to thousands of subscribers. So make sure to check that out by clicking the link down in the description, and I'll also put a card somewhere up here for you to check it out too. Monetization strategies. It's time to turn your newsletter into an actual money-making business. Now, there are several ways you can monetize your newsletter. Some of them you can start right out of the gate, while others are going to require you to build up your subscriber base just a little bit. Now, first up, sponsorships. If your email list is big enough and has decent engagement, brands will pay you to mention them in your newsletter. Really that easy. The trick with sponsored content, though, is to make it feel natural and avoid being overly promotional. Nobody wants to just read a newsletter that sounds like they were ripped out of straight from an infomercial, for example. Instead, go for, hey, I use this thing, it's been super useful, and I honestly think that you will like it too. And of course, only work with sponsors that are relevant to your audience. And don't wait for brands to also magically slide into your DMs. You can reach out and pitch to them yourself. Look for brands that your audience actually cares about and see which ones are maybe already sponsoring newsletters or collab with content creators specifically in your niche. Aside from a little friendly competitor stalking here, there are tools like Paved and Pair that help newsletters creators find and connect with brands for potential sponsorship deals. Kind of like the Tinder of newsletter collabs, just with less bad matches. When you're ready to pitch, it's all about showing the brand why your audience is valuable to them. So you're going to want to share what your newsletter is about and some awesome content examples, your subscriber count and open rates, why their product or services would be a perfect fit for your audience, and what you can offer like ad placements, dedicated campaigns, or just shout outs. And even if you don't have a massive list, if it is highly engaged and super targeted, you can still land sponsorships because today, quality beats quantity. Next, there is affiliate marketing. You basically just recommend stuff to people and they buy it and you get a small cut. Lots of brands actually have their own affiliate programs you can join. In fact, MailerLite has its own. And if you're just starting a newsletter about email marketing or digital marketing and you enjoy using MailerLite, you could start earning a commission on those sales. And if you want to cast a wider net, there are affiliate programs with brands like Amazon, Rakuten, and eBay that actually allow you to promote a massive amount of products and brands, from high-end tech gadgets to slightly questionable items of clothing. But whatever floats your boat, no judgment here. But here's the golden rule. Only recommend products you actually use and enjoy and think that your audience is going to want and enjoy as well. Otherwise, congrats, you just lost all that hard-earned trust. If sponsorships and affiliate marketing aren't really for you, I've got 2 more monetization tactics to share with you, including an effective way to make passive income. If your subscriber list grows significantly, using ad networks can be a really effective way to make passive income while you sit back and let the ads do their thing. Some popular ad networks include Passionfruit, Paved, Buy Sell Ads, Jing, and Live Intent. They work by programmatically placing ads in your newsletter based on your content and your audience. And you'd basically just drop the HTML code they provide into your newsletter, and like magic, the ads just appear in your email. But my personal tip here is to not go overboard with too many ad placements. If you do, your newsletter will start to look a little bit spammy and inauthentic, and nobody really wants that, right? You want to keep it balanced, and you want to just get that sweet passive income. Now let's talk about paid subscriptions. It's the Netflix model of newsletters. With subscriptions, people pay a fee every month to receive your premium content. This method, though, works best when you've already built some credibility in your niche and your content is so good that your audience is more than happy to dish out that money and pay for more. People need to feel confident that they're getting something of value here by paying for your newsletter, something they can't really find for free elsewhere. Take Ivan, a MailerLite user who turned his newsletter side hustle neoc.io into a money-making machine. His free weekly newsletter shares 2 successful business ideas that subscribers can replicate in their own countries. These ideas are a teaser for his paid newsletter, which goes way deeper, offering even more ideas for a small monthly fee. And get this, Ivan has racked up over 20,000 subscribers, including people from Google, Microsoft, and Visa. Not bad for a side hustle that requires almost no overhead. Additional income streams. All right, imagine your favorite coffee shop for just a moment. Bear with me. It's not just about the coffee, right? You've got teas, smoothies, pastries, maybe even some fancy avocado toast. The coffee's the main attraction, but all of those other products are what really boost their bottom line. Because who can say no to a sweet treat with their cappuccino, right? I mean, I'm a sucker for sweets. Anyways, back on track. You can apply the same logic to your newsletter business. People might sign up for your emails, but there's a good chance that they'll also be interested in some other content or other offers that you have as well. Or like those strange coffee haters who go for tea or juice, I might be one of them. They might want to buy something else instead of subscribing to your newsletter. You could offer courses, downloadable resources, memberships, community access, or really any other digital product that you want to create for them. By adding multiple streams of income here, you're like that coffee shop with the cookies on the counter, except instead of yummy baked goodness, you're delivering valuable products that enhance your subscribers' experience. Package your expertise into these extra products, and you are not only going to increase conversions, but you also create upsell opportunities for your loyal subscribers. Crafting high-performing newsletter content. Just like any business, your newsletter needs to deliver something people actually want, unless you've got the pet rock of newsletter ideas, in which case anything is possible. But to make sure your newsletter is a winner, you need to craft high-performing content that engages your subscribers. It should provide unique insights, stories, or solutions that entertain, increase productivity, and improve something or definitely solve a problem. Subject lines. So let's talk about subject lines. If subscribers don't open your email, it doesn't matter if you're sharing Pulitzer Prize-worthy content because they're not going to see it. Your subject line is your first impression. It's what takes your newsletter from being just another email in a crowded inbox to an enticing message that is dang near impossible to resist. A few of my favorite tips for standing out in the inbox are, firstly, be original. Be quirky, show your personality, and have fun with it. You want to generate curiosity by using a hook or a teaser that makes people want to find out more. Use emojis if they fit with your brand and personality, and they of course work with your content. And keep it focused and simple to get the message across straight away. You can always use AI tools to help you refine your subject lines, like the one you can actually find in MailerLite's email builder. Next up is the format you're going to use, because if your newsletter is a jumbled mess, no one is going to stick around for very long. The format you choose should be based on the type of content that your audience is going to specifically be looking for. Are they looking for the best content and resources delivered straight to their inbox? Curated digests work for people who like to quickly pick out useful content without having to search through any fluff. Or maybe your audience just wants to learn a skill or get guidance about a specific subject. In that case, an educational newsletter format would be your best bet here. If your audience is hungry for the latest industry updates and trends, a more traditional newsletter format is probably the best way to share a mix of news, quick tips, and an in-depth analysis, for example. But if your audience maybe responds to personal stories and experiences, a storytelling newsletter can be successful in creating emotional connections and promoting a broader message. These formats work well because they fulfill a need. If you deliver what you promised and stay consistent, you'll keep subscribers coming back for more, and trust me, that is super important. Balancing content versus monetization. Getting your content and monetization just right is a bit of a balancing act and takes a little bit of practice. There's a fine line between long-term success and alienating your audience. It's kind of like dating someone who doesn't like pizza. It could work, but who are we kidding, right? The odds are against you. Start slowly and don't jump into monetization before you've built a loyal and engaged audience. When you finally take the leap into monetization, keep your content transparent and keep it authentic. People can smell a sellout almost as fast as a toddler can sniff out candy, sometimes even faster if we're being honest. And they appreciate it when you're upfront about brand collaborations and sponsorships. It builds trust, and trust is like the secret sauce to long-term success for pretty much everything. Remember, it's all about your subscribers though. If you prioritize value and stay true to what you promised, you can deliver high-quality content while introducing monetization too. Plus, you can use a mix of monetization methods to keep things fresh and avoid overwhelming your audience with ads or brand mentions. If they love what you're giving them, they'll be happy to stick around and support your efforts. All right, we've made it to the $1 million question. How much money can you actually make? And there isn't really a straightforward answer here because how much money you can make really depends on your niche, your number of subscribers, engagement rates, and send frequency, along with your monetization methods and some other things. But let's just take a general look at the average subscription and ad prices just so you can walk away here with an idea. The average newsletter subscription price is around $5 to $10 per month. So for 1,000 subscribers, you can make anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 per month. And for 10,000, you can make 50,000 to 100, and so on. I'll actually just put a chart right here so you can get a better visual than just having me blab these off at you. And if you want to throw in some ads or sponsored content, you can typically charge $15 to $30 per 1,000 opens or CPM for each ad. With a 40% open rate, you can charge $60 to $100 for 10,000 subscribers, $150 to $300, and I'll also put a chart here to give you a visual. Long-term success and scaling. Hiring a team. The bigger your newsletter gets, the more work it's going to take to run it. And at some point, you're going to have that aha moment when you realize, dang, I can't really do this all by myself. That's when you know it's time to bring in some help. Hiring an assistant or an editor or another writer can really take a load off of your shoulders and give your newsletter the chance to grow even more. But here's a little pro tip. Don't just outsource the work to a random person. Instead, curate it. Bring people on who genuinely care about your brand and the mission. You want a team that is just about as passionate as you are for your newsletter. And well, how do you find these people? Well, by now you probably have an email list of engaged, passionate subscribers. So why not open up the possibility of working with one of them for the newsletter business? You might find the perfect team member is right under your nose and has been following you for years. Automating your newsletter business. All right, let's be real. Running a successful newsletter business is a lot of fun, but it also is a ton of work. It's like juggling a bunch of flaming swords. It's really exciting, but you're probably gonna get burnt a little bit at some point. That's where though automation comes in, and trust me, it's gonna be your new best friend. Automation can save you so much time on tasks like delivering educational content, sending welcome emails, scheduling content, handling lead magnets, and managing subscription, and oh my gosh, a lot more than that. By automating these tasks, you're going to be able to free up some of that precious time to do what really matters, like continuing to grow your audience or testing new ideas or just enjoying a fancy cup of coffee or a workout without a deadline looming over you. That would be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? And also, shameless plug, MailerLite has awesome automation features that helps you connect with your subscribers while you sit back and relax. Plus, there are tons of other integrations that are going to make your life super easy and save you a lot of time. Now, remember our friend Ivan from Neoseed? He's using automation to save 4 hours per week on his newsletter. His automation setup involves a make workflow that takes data from a Google Sheet, formats it with OpenAI, and inserts it into his weekly newsletter. While I know this might not work for every type of newsletter, it's a perfect fit for Neoseed's audience. So now you know how to start, grow, and monetize and scale your newsletter business. Will it be easy? Probably not, but will it be worth it? Ooh, yeah. If you've got a killer idea, are passionate about your niche, and stay authentic, there's really no limit to how far you can take your newsletter. So if you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up for more content just like it. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. With that said, I'll see you all in the next one.